Hey all, this is Alan with Bothell STEM Coach, and today we are doing some more AP Physics 1, some harmonic motion questions. So as usual, I suggest you pause the video, try to do the problem on your own, and then come back after you've attempted it. So we have a simple pendulum consists of a bob of mass 1.8 kilogram attached to a string of length 2.3 meters. The pendulum is held at an angle of 30 degrees from the vertical by a light horizontal string attached to the wall shown above. On the figure below, draw a free body diagram showing and labeling the forces in the bob in the position shown above. Okay. Always have gravity. I'm going to say I have this string pulling it to the right this way, and I have this force up here, a different string with a different tension force. And those are all the forces. So I have gravity, I have this pulling on it, and I got that pulling on it. Calculate the tension in the horizontal string. Okay, so this one's a little bit, I'm going to modify this diagram, even though you're not supposed to do this when you're doing the test. It's just easier to illustrate what I'm doing on the calculations. So this angle is 30 degrees, and what I want to do is I want to do a net force equation. I want to do y is up and down, x is left and right. So I have to break this force, which is a component both in the x and the y direction, as to these two forces. Okay. Now in the x direction, the forces have to be equal to each other because basically it's just sitting there. It's not accelerating at this point, and it's just left like there, right? So the forces, so Ft1, for example, has to equal the x component of Ft2, and that would be Ft2 sine 30 degrees, which is sine of 30 degrees is 1/2. And in the y direction, Fg, which is mg, has to equal the x component of, the y component of the tension force, which would be Ft2 cosine 30 degrees. And that's equal to Ft2 times root 3 over 2. Now, what I'm trying to solve for is Ft1 at this point. So I need to know what Ft2 is. But to find Ft2, I look at this equation. I can solve for Ft2. Ft2 would equal, multiplied by the reciprocal, 2 over root 3 mg, which I can then apply into here. So Ft1 would equal 1/2 of this, which would be 1 over root 3 mg. And I can just plug this 1 over root 3 times mass. What's the mass? 1.8 kilograms times 9.8 meters per second squared. So 1 divided by root 3, 1.8 times 9.8. I get 10.2 newtons. Okay. The horizontal string is now cut close to the bob, and the pendulum swings down. Calculate the speed of the bob at its lowest position. Okay, so this one is a little bit tricky. So I'm going to cut it, and now it's going to swing down to here. And the way you think of the pendulum is it has potential energy up here, and it's converting that potential to kinetic energy, right? So the potential energy is really the key part of the potential energy is I need to know what this height is. Okay. So I do know that if I were to draw a horizontal line like this is the trick you do, that I know this whole thing is 2.3 meters. But I know this portion of the triangle, this portion here is 2.3 cosine 30 degrees. Right? And so that this h is really equal to the difference, 2.3 minus 2.3 cosine 30 degrees. And I can use my calculator. Cos is root 3, 2.3 minus 2.3 times root 3 over 2. That's equal to 0.308 meters. Okay, and so now I can use the kinetic energy. I can say 1/2 mv squared is equal to mgh, because basically all the potential energy is going to convert to kinetic energy. So v is equal to square root of 2gh. Square root of 2 times 9.8 times 0.308. So square root, I get 2.46 meters per second. Okay. Now, how long will it take the bob to reach the lowest point for the first time? This thing swings with a period. I know the period swings this way and then comes back this way. So to swing to this lowest position is 1/4 of the period. But I know the period is 2 pi square root L over G. And I know what all of these are, right? So I can just plug this in. L is 2.3 meters, G is 9.8. So I do 1/4 times 2 pi times square root of 2.3 divided by 9.8. And that would be 3.24 seconds. Okay. All right. Hope you found that helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Please leave a comment, like, or subscribe below to catch up more of the content. And see any links below. I offer free homework help on Twitch and Discord. See you guys in the next video.